What's up, people? It's your man Urban Lover coming from your mama's basement. This segment right here, I just want to discuss something. As you've seen on my thumbnail, who would you pick? Now, first and foremost, a lot of you who follow me know that I am real big about the youth movement. Even though some might disagree with me, but that's the way I look at things. And the reason why I'm saying that, because I'm an observer. And one thing about me is that I've been watching NBA basketball for, let's see, I'm what, 40-something years old, since I was probably 7, 8 years old, when I first started watching the Lakers and all that. Now, the thing is that I watch teams build through free agency. I watch teams build through drafts. Now, every team is trying to mimic the Golden State Warriors. Every team. They're trying to play towards their style. And this is the main reason why the Golden State Warriors are one of the top elitist teams out there. Whether they had KD or not, there still will be one of the top elitist dynasties out there. Now, as an owner or franchise, if I'm building like this team, I will look at this team and say, how did they get there? What did they do to get to where they are today? And most of it was through the draft. Yeah, they added a couple of veterans here and there, but their top performers were all through the draft. Now, the thing is, with the Lakers right now, being the name brand of who they are, the Lakers always were known to actually do free agency. Most of their top players came through trades or free agency throughout the history of the Lakers. A lot of fans who still live in that golden era think that this is the best way presented to us. But in reality, sometimes getting a whole bunch of stars onto a team does not always mean that you're going to beat a team that's built through dynasty, built on the fact that this team been together for so many years, that they know each other, they know their strengths and weaknesses of each other. Sometimes when you put players together from different cities and they come to a team that they're not familiar with, they don't know the system, and it takes a while to learn the system. Sometimes egos can come to play. Sometimes losing to a top dynasty team can have a lot of pointing fingers. But we as fans, we don't look at these things. We only look at the positive. We look at the names and say, this is what we want in that player. And a lot of times, it's not a good thing. Now, am I here to discourage you guys to say, we should not go get free agents and just deal with the youth? No, I'm not here to do that. Because whatever Magic Johnson and Pelinka decide to do, I'm on board with it regardless. Why? Because I'm a Laker fan first. I'm not connected to none of these players. I like what I see in the youth, but I have to be realistic and think like, okay, yeah, we could be a top-notch team in years to come with this young team. But in this generation, this time of day, most fans do not have patience at all. Most fans want that win-now mentality. And this is the main reason why Magic Johnson stated that he's going to go out and get two superstars this offseason. Now, the thing is that I like to ask you guys, if you had, say for instance that we decided not to get, or put it like this, what if we go right back to where we was the last 3 years, even the years that we had money, after the year of the year when Kobe was still here, and even after the year after Kobe, when we had enough money on the table and nobody wanted to come here. I know now it's a different atmosphere. A lot of fans, a lot of players are talking about come here. But what if some of these players who went to other teams decided, now, you know what, I think I'm going to look somewhere else now, because I see this other team over here looking just as good as the team that I wanted to go to. See, the reason why I'm saying this is because I'm gonna use my man from up in Toronto real quick. Now, DeMar DeRozan, you think about it. Now, a lot of fans wanted him to come back to LA, his hometown, and at one point in time, we thought he was going to come here, but he decided to stay in Toronto. Why I'm saying that? Now, personally, we don't know if Paul George is coming here or not. I mean, last year, without a shadow of a doubt, we knew he was coming here because he made it known. But being at OKC, and then you see the Philadelphia 76ers on the rise. So you see all these different teams where now you have a chance to really say, you know what, I'm a free agent. I can go where I want. I'm not chained down. I'm not attached to anyone. Now, with that being said, I'm not stating that he might not come to LA. I will accept him or LeBron James, even though I am a big believer in the youth movement. but I will accept whatever faith the Lakers decide to go. The thing is I want to speak to you guys about is this. This is the main thing. We watched LeBron James in Miami with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. In those years that he was in Miami, how many championships did they won before they, split up? Along the way, they ran into the Spurs and they ran into the Dallas Mavericks. Was that a dynasty? Yeah, it was a dynasty. But they still lost to teams that actually didn't really had basically 1 or 2 stars, if that. The Spurs having Tony Parker, Ginobili, and Duncan. Now, Tony Parker and Ginobili, we all know, are stars, not superstars. Tim Duncan, superstar. Then you look at the Dallas Mavericks, Jason Kidd, Dirk Nowitzki, and so on and so forth. But Dirk Nowitzki was really just Dirk Nowitzki in Dallas, and they beat a dynasty type team. But San Antonio beat them 4-1. If y'all don't remember. So what I'm saying to you, and then we can look at this. OKC, for example. And I'm not going to sit here and try to belittle Paul George, because some fans going to be like, man, you always talking bad about Paul George. No, I do not. What I do is I look at your game and what makes you that special person when the game is on the line. I know people could say, well, what about Kobe when he played the Phoenix Suns when they up 3-1 and Kobe didn't play in the last game? He decided to let the players play. All right, we can say that. And they can say, well, what about LeBron? And I think it was 2000 and forgot what year it was, but in 2000 when him and Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, and LeBron James stopped playing. We can say that too. But in LeBron and Kobe defense, I will state this. Kobe ain't had nobody. And Kobe is that type of player where he need another ego to get him going on that team. That's why him and Shaq always collided. But when they was on that court, they were a fearsome force to deal with. LeBron, he had 3 egos. He had Chris Bosh and he had Dwayne Wade. But one thing about LeBron is, if he got players that got egos, he will allow them to play their game. Dwayne Wade was really the man on that team. Regardless of what y'all say, Dwayne Wade was the man on Miami. So anyway, if you look at the Lakers, for example, all right, we talking about building this dynasty, and I'm not saying that there's no such thing as dynasty, because there have been many teams going way back in history that had 2 to 3 superstars on their team. The Lakers for one, the Celtics for another, Detroit Pistons, the Chicago Bulls, the New York Knicks. I mean, you can go on and on and on. Even Charlotte had Alonzo Mourning and Larry Johnson. So you can go on and on. Kendall Gill. I mean, you can just go on and on with players. So back then, a lot of teams had 2 or 3 superstars, and they always had good quality role players. But the thing is with the Lakers, you look at it like this. Not just the Lakers, but if you look at it like this. These last couple years, right now, like I said, most teams are building themselves according to how the Warriors are fixed up. The Warriors are the team to beat. This is the main reason why me personally, and I will say this over and over again, I will not get rid of the youth. I will build with the youth and add pieces to the youth, but I wouldn't take away. Brandon Ingram in his second year is already over-exceeding. Many people, Magic Johnson put that pressure on him to score 20 points. And this is the beginning when Brandon Ingram was actually, he was a turnover machine. He was making a lot of mistakes because he was forcing a lot of things because he was trying to live up to the expectations of Magic Johnson. Kuzma, scoring his own right, first year in the league, could easily average 20-something points. Yeah, he might have to work on his defense, but he also played out of position at the power forward spot, playing players that were bigger than him. Now, Josh Hart came on, good defender, good man-to-man defender, good team player, played within the system, and started to come on kind of late, really late. I mean, scoring-wise. When he first started, he was struggling, but as the season went on, he started dropping down shots and looking good. Matter of fact, his last game in the league, he scored, I think, 30-something points? Looked good. So you're looking at a lot of young players. In 3 to 4 years, I know fans don't have that time and patience, but in 3 to 4 years can be a dynasty. Lonzo Ball, you can see a lot of things you can talk about Lonzo Ball. The biggest problem with Lonzo Ball is the main thing everybody focuses on is his shooting. That's the only negative effect that really Lonzo Ball has. As in running the floor and all that, Lonzo Ball gives you all that. Then you can look at Julius Randle. If we re-sign him, who came on his own this year. This is his second year in the league as a healthy player. Like I said before, his first year you don't count it because he was injured. Second year the Kobe Tour. Last year he got a chance to play, but you got to keep in mind, Luke Walton at that time was only playing his starters 25 minutes, splitting it with the second unit. This year, Julius Randle was the main feature on his team. And because of that, Julius Randle, a lot of people don't want to point that out, but Julius Randle was a key reason of the Lakers winning 9+ more games prior to last year. What I'm saying is, what if, and this is a big what if, and I know a lot of you might disagree with it, but what if the Lakers go out their way, go get LeBron James, Paul George, and then try to pick up another player, right? Trade off their young players, and then we run into the wall, which is called the Warriors, and the egos start flying. What if you think about it, if you look at that game when OKC played Utah, you put LeBron James in Westbrook's shoes, and LeBron James is taking them shots, and he's passing it to Paul George. Paul George is off, and he decides to pass it back to LeBron. I just want you guys to think. I'm not trying to say that we don't need Paul George. I'm not saying we don't need LeBron James. I'm just saying, what if? Sometimes when you go out and get all these superstars and bring them to a team, that's not always the best answer. The reason why I say that, because you look at LeBron when he went to Miami, he got beat by a San Antonio team, an old San Antonio team, may I say. You know, Tony Park, all them guys in their primes, and they beat him 4-1 because of the system that Greg Popovich run. Then you look at the Dallas Mavericks, just one superstar on that team. You can count Jason Kidd, but Jason Kidd was old. But Dirk Nowitzki, and you know, and Chandler, all them guys, they basically beat these guys. So sometimes you don't need 2 to 3 superstars. You can do good with just one superstar with these young players. Somebody that has leadership, somebody that's a good mentor to these young players, to show them how to get over the hump, to help Luke Walton to become a better coach than what he already is. Not saying that he's a bad coach, but he's an average coach. But you need at least one veteran to help these guys. You don't need to have 2 to 3 superstars. You only need one superstar. Reason why I'm saying is, you look at the Golden State Warriors. They only added 2 top names. I know they added a lot of other veterans, but the 2 top names they added was Iguodala and Bogut. You can add the other guys on there if you want to. Other guys played similar roles that helped out here and there. But these 2 guys were the main benefactors when it came to the Warriors. And these wasn't superstars. Iguodala was a star, all-star, but not a superstar. Bogut was just a regular player who knew how to play his position. And they added them to them, and then the Warriors became the dynasty that you know of today. Then later on they wound up getting KD. But even with KD, the Warriors have not won 70-something games since they got that star. If you think about it, that's only because teams are starting to figure them out. Now, are the teams going to beat them? It remains to see. But it will be the Warriors, based on the fact that if these all guys stay together and they humble themselves and take minimal pay, they will be the team to beat for years to come. So why rush to go up against a team that plays unselfish basketball, plays hell of a good defense, to run into a team to just get knocked down every time, to the point where one of your players, superstar player, might say, we need to trade this player or get rid of this player to do this and to do that. All I'm saying at the end of the day is that we need to look at our young players and say, we can build with these young players. Just get them one veteran that doesn't mind coming in and helping these young guys get to where they need to get at. One superstar veteran. Just want you guys to think about that. Sometimes you don't need 2 or 3 superstars. You just need one veteran, one superstar veteran to help these guys get over the hump. The Lakers are not a bad team at all. On paper, I'm sorry to say it, but they're not a bad team. Well, I'm not sorry to say it. I'm telling the truth. they're not a bad team. If we as fans just have the patience to see what Magic Johnson and guys going to do, and based on the fact that since Magic Johnson came, these guys are playing way much more than what they played the previous years that they came into the league. Last year and the year before, however you want to call it, but really last year, they're playing way better. And you're starting to see it last year, and you think about it, we won 35 games last year. With all the things that we went through, you know, with everybody pitching in, everybody's at fault. Not just Lou Walton, not just the front office, not just the players. The whole organization had a hand in the reason why we won 35 games. But based on that alone, based on all the situations we went through, from KCP, personal situation, us having that 9-game lose streak based on the fact that Magic Johnson put it out there that he was trading players, Lou Walton with his time management, his rotation, quick switching, and you know, and not utilizing players towards their strength. If you think about it, and this is the reason why I say a lot of fans wouldn't be sitting here talking today. If we actually would have just went on, and if the Lakers would have just played like they really wanted, we could have easily won 40+ games and made it to that 7-8 spot. I'm just being honest. Now, what we got further than that, you know, we never know. But the Lakers, you know, with all the situation that went on with the Lakers organization, we still wound up winning 35 games. With this young core, all we need is a veteran. We don't need 2 or 3 veterans. You know, sometimes getting all those superstars could be a good thing, and then it could be a bad thing, a la LeBron James when he went to Miami Heat. So that's why I'm saying you got to look at all scenarios. You know, fans get hyped up and say, yeah, we need 2 or 3 superstars. Yeah, we need to, get back to winning. Yeah, we want to win, but at the same time, we don't want a Band-Aid team where after 2 or 3 years, these players are talking about going somewhere else, and we're crapped out of luck because we gave away some of our young players just to benefit these players who might not even stay here more than 2 or 3 years. That's something that you all have to think about. Sometimes you get caught up in the cookie box, and you don't think about what you're pulling out. You just want it because it's right there in front of your face. With that being said, it's your man Elba Lover. Like, share, and subscribe. Get in the comment section. Tell them what you think. I love you guys. You have a blessed one. And most of all, in this gloomy day, please be safe out there.